Brad nailer or pin nailer?
I hardly know her.
They look similar, they often get talked about together, and a lot of people assume they're basically doing the same job. But in real life use, they're actually doing very different things. So I'm going to break down the difference between Makita's 18-volt pin nailers and Brad nailers, and why choosing the right one will make a big difference to how your job will turn out. So the simplest way to understand these tools is to forget the tool for a second and look at the nails that they actually use. So this one here is the Makita DPT 353, and this fires a 23 gauge pin. So this nail, this one that I've got here, is extremely thin, as you can see. It's so thin, in fact, that it doesn't really look like a nail. Basically, it's a hard piece of wire. Now, on the other hand, these ones over here, we've got the Makita DFN 350 and the DBM 500. Now, both of these fire 18 gauge brad nails. Now, as you can see, the 18 gauge brad nailers really are noticeably much thicker, and they've got this flat head on the top as well. Now, that difference in nail size is what defines how these tools are actually used on site. Let's take a look first at the pin nailer. Now, this is designed for really light fixing. You can tell just by the size of it. You'd use it for things like delicate trim, decorative moldings, or just to hold something in place while the glue sets. And that final point that I've made there is actually really key. Now, a pin nail doesn't have much holding power on its own, so most of the time it's there just to stop movement while your adhesive cures. Now, the big advantage to this, of course, then is the finish that you're getting. The hole it leaves is tiny, and often you won't need filler at all. You can just cover it with paint, or because the hole is so small, you might not need to cover it at all. So if you're working on fine detail where appearance matters more than strength, then this pin nailer is definitely going to make the most sense. Now, once you move up to an 18 gauge brad nailer, you're into proper second fix territory. So both the DFN 350 and the DBM 500 fire 18 gauge brads, but they're actually aimed at slightly different levels of work. So starting with the DFN 350, this is a lighter duty model compared to the DBM 500, you can tell by the size. So this will fire 18 gauge brad nails up to 35mm. Shooting nails up to that size, that makes it ideal for lighter trim work, beading, architrave and smaller mouldings where you've got plenty of holding power without stepping up to the longer nails. So this is going to give you much better holding power than a pin nailer, but it still keeps the finish tidy. So if you're looking for, straightforward second fix work, then this is a really solid option for you.
I hardly know her.
Onto the slightly bigger one. This is, of course, as I've said, the DBM 500. Now, this is also an 18 gauge brad nailer, but it will give you much more reach. This fires brad nails all the way up to 50mm, which makes it far more versatile on site. That extra length is going to give you a better bite into studs and more confidence when you're fixing thicker trim, so you're not hitting situations where you find your nail isn't long enough. So if you're after one brad nailer that covers the widest range of second fix work, then the DBM 500 is usually the more flexible option. That being said though, it is bigger and therefore it's heavier, so if you're going to be doing lighter trim work all day, or if you're working overhead a lot, then this smaller DFN 350 can actually be a much more comfortable choice for you. So if you strip it right back, what you really need to know about these nailers is this. The DPT 353 pin nailer is for minimal holes and very light fixing, usually to be used alongside glue. The DFN 350 brad nailer is for light second fix trim where up to 35mm brad nails are enough, and the DBM 500 brad nailer does the same kind of work but with longer nails and more flexibility. But it's not just 18-volt tools, you can also get these in 40-volt as well. And if you match the nailer to the job instead of just guessing, then you're going to get better results, less rework, and a much cleaner finish overall.
And having made the holes, we couldn't resist seeing how easy it was to actually get through.
Yep, that's very tight.
And don't forget, you can find the full range of nailers that I've shown here and Makita's entire nailer range right here at its.co.uk.